Welcome back, everyone. So this week we got a TCG Player exclusive article that showed off the 4 characters that we get for the new upcoming My Hero Academia Challenger Series, the final battle. These Challenger Series are going to be releasing June 12th, and we were finally shown all 4 of the characters that we're getting. We have a deck that's All Might and Midoriya, and we have a deck that's All for One and Shigaraki. So I kind of wanted to go over the characters today and go over kind of my thoughts of what these characters could use. So let's start with Armored All Might. It's not very zoomed in. Can we open a new tab? Hey, there we go. So Armored All Might, 6 hand size, 32 health character, pro hero and teacher traits, and then we have the all earth and good symbols. So we've got 3 abilities here, first of which is enhance. Your attack gets +2 damage. If it has the good symbol, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage. So if all of your attacks have the good symbol, you're basically Godzilla with +1 speed. So 3 damage, 1 speed, pretty solid rate. I know there's a lot of cool attacks that we'll go over cards that are really good with this character in a minute. And then we have enhance once per turn, sacrifice 1 foundation, draw 1 card. If you sacrificed an armor card this way, draw 2 cards instead. So potentially we are an 8-hander. After turn 1, we are potentially an 8-hander. That's really crazy. And then we have response, commit. After you take damage, build 1 armor foundation from your discard pile. So I'm guessing a lot of the foundations in the All Might and Midoriya deck are going to have the armor trait, or at least maybe half of them. The other half might have a different trait that we'll see here in a little bit. So giving 1 speed, 3 damage to any good attack, sacrificing a foundation to draw 2 cards, and building one of those foundations back when you take damage, super cool. So this guy's got all, earth, and good. And I can already think of a few attacks I want to play in this character. One of which is Double Spirit Blast. So this card is on the good symbol and the all symbol. It's got Echo, which as a response says, after this attack resolves, spend 1 momentum. You may attempt to play it from your card pool as your next form, flip it after it resolves. And as an enhance, after your rival's block modifiers just get +1 for the rest of the turn. So you play this, say, hey, your block modifiers get +1 for this turn. Also, this is now a 5 mid-9, because I'm All Might. And then I have a momentum, so when it resolves, I'm going to spend that momentum, play it again. Hey, your block modifiers now all get +2 total for the turn. Also, here's another 5 mid-9. That's wild. That is wild strong. But also, you get Rando's Spirit Gun. And this is a card we'll come back to in a little bit. It's got EX2, Powerful 4. That's pretty good. But enhance, if this attack has received speed and damage, it gets +2 speed and +2 damage, which it'll always get damage with All Might. It does not have the good symbol, so we might have to spend a momentum for the EX2. But then it becomes a 9 mid-9 if we do that, so that's pretty strong. But enhance, you may play once per turn abilities on your character a second time this turn, only playable if this card is immediately preceded by an attack or a face-down card. So if we have 2 momentum, we can open with Double Spirit Blast, echo our Double Spirit Blast. Our rival's block modifiers have +2. Then Rando's Spirit Gun. It's a 9 mid-9 because we're going to spend a momentum on the EX2, give it 2 damage with All Might. And then we can do the Sacrifice a Foundation enhance the once per turn twice. So we can become a 10 hand size character, which is already just really, really strong. Let's look specifically at good attacks, because I know that's kind of where your bread's going to be buttered. Bug Bite's pretty cool in him, because after you block with this card, you can ready your character. So we take a hit and build in an armor, then block with Bug Bite and ready All Might again. And if we partial blocked, we ready All Might and then take the damage and then commit him to build in another armor card. So that could be pretty cool. Queen of the Monsters is always insane. If we just try to build a bunch, we can do Phantom Singulation things. So build out some foundations to make this a 2-diff. It gets 1 speed, 1 damage for each foundation in our card pool, then 1 speed, 3 damage from our character. That's not bad. That's kind of good if you're like on turn 2, I'm just gonna build a bunch and then throw Phantom Singulation out at you. That's not bad. Cease and Ho things. Going out's kind of funny because if it deals damage as a 1 low 8, your rival maybe partial blocks or something, your next attack could get 2 speed and 1 damage. So your next attack is going to get 3 speed and 4 damage. That's pretty crazy. Setting the standard could be cool. We don't have the Hawk's Feathers anymore, the 1 mid 1. That's a 1 diff. So it's not like we're getting a lot of crazy value out of it. Cards like Blackout are nice. Geyser. We're trying to string out. Amatsui Zanami. That's crazy. You can make a 5 mid 11 that stuffs a card in your rival's card pool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool. Of course, you've got stuff like Fudge and Flurry, Bullet Kick. What other good symbols specifically? We don't have the Giant Enhance, but we can discard a card to draw 2 cards. That's pretty nice. Not seeing too much else, like, just on the good symbol that would be really solid. Of course, I'm sure there's going to be plenty in the character kit, but yeah, the main cards I wanted to highlight were the Double Spirit Blast, and then the Rando Spirit Gun to just show off some cool stuff there. So now let's talk about Izuku Midoriya. I didn't want to copy it. I wanted to open it new. Izuku Midoriya Deku. 1A trait. Not student, though. Just 1A. 6 hand size, 30 health character. With Air, All, Good, and Life. Again, Deku just overachieving. As a static, your deck may include Vestige Foundations regardless of symbol restriction. Now, this confused me. Because if I'm not mistaken, Foundation Vestige. Life. Okay, all of the previous Vestiges are either infinity or have life. So that tells me that maybe we're going to see some Vestiges on the all symbol for this deck, possibly. Or because All for One technically has Vestiges within his quirk, maybe the All for One Shigaraki deck might have some Vestige Foundations that we can transfer over to Midoriya. That would be pretty crazy. But we have Enhanced Tenacious, or an Enhance that is playable while this card is committed. This attack gets +2 or -2 speed, so a free +2 or -2. But if you have 6 or more Vestige Foundations, it gets +3 or -3 speed instead. So if I've got 6 Vestige Foundations, all my attacks are getting 3 speed, all of your attacks get -3 speed. And that is playable while this card is committed. Why would we commit him? Because response commit after you block with a foundation card, build it, draw a card. Effectively, we are a 7 hand size character. As long as we can pass our first block, which when we're giving just free minus speed, we're gonna be able to do. That's bonkers. So the Vestiges, 8th Wielder is really good, because you can commit, draw 1 card for every 2 different Vestiges in your stage, remove this card from the game. I don't see us getting Black Whip or 1 First Wielder doing much. But Danger Sense, we can commit a foundation to basically perfect block, and then commit Deku to build this down, which we can then flip for -2 speed, which is really solid. We can sacrifice Second Wielder for EX and powerful abilities. Seventh Wielder can do some shenanigans. Sixth Wielder can give more minus speed. Third Wielder Fa Jin's going to be great because we can give +3 speed with our character and then commit Third Wielder for +3 damage and then snap it to momentum. So that's pretty cool. Plays a lot of the same ways as the All Might. You could do the double Spirit Blast. But he's got 4 symbols. I'm not going to go through a bunch of crazy things you can do with this character necessarily right now, like kind of looking at stuff, because 4 symbols is a lot. And he doesn't really have a lot we can pull from, because we're going to be sticking mainly to the Vestige gimmick, I think. And then just abusing our speed manipulation. He's really cool defensively. He can play the Bug Bite as well on 2 symbols. Yeah, air and good. So if you block with a foundation, commit to build it, draw a card. Block with Bug Bite, spend a momentum, ready Deku. Block with a foundation, commit, build it, draw a card. That's pretty neat. So next up, we're going to skip him for now. We have Tomura Shigaraki All-for-One Successor. 6 hand size, 33 health character with the villain trait, Death, Evil, and Void symbols. We have Enhance, remove up to 2 cards from your hand. You may try to play 1 card removed this way as your next card this turn. Your attack gets +1 speed. If this attack deals damage, draw 1 card for each card removed this way. So, lots to chat about here. He can basically do the King Ghidorah thing. So if we're looking at Evil, Death, Void, we can play the King Ghidorah Unleashed and the Galactic Monster on Evil and Void. Technically, we could play Galactic Monster on any, but if we want Ghidorah Unleashed, we need to play Evil or Void, which can play themselves from your removed pile. So you can basically say, hey, I'm going to remove King Ghidorah Unleashed, respond. I can play King Ghidorah Unleashed during any part of the turn, and then I can attempt to play the second card that I played. And let's say you play a throw. So I'm going to remove these 2. One of them is going to be my next card, and the Enhance I played this during is a throw. That throw deals damage. I draw 2 cards, and I can still play those 2 cards from removed, because one was King Ghidorah Unleashed, and one was the next card I'm going to play as my next form. This can also be played on defense. You can remove up to 2 cards from your hand. So let's say I'm going to remove 2, because 1 can partial block and 1 can't. Like you've got a high attack and I've got a mid and a low. I'm going to remove the mid and the low. I'm going to block with the mid. And since that attack dealt damage that you did, I get to draw 2 cards. So I got to cycle 2 cards out of my hand, but I still got to play one of them. So I basically went up 1 hand size. And then we have a response. After you partially block an attack, your block gains Breaker 1. I love Breaker. Breaker is one of my favorite defensive, is my favorite defensive ability, and I love anything that check hacks. Breaker is a response that says after you block with this card, your rival's next check gets -X, X equals the Breaker rating. So all of your blocks say, hey, my rival's next check gets -1, as long as I partial blocked. Granted, you will run out of health eventually, but you can significantly slow your rival down, and you could try to cycle more cards out of your hand to draw even more cards to do this defensively, because only your attack will get the +1 speed. So that's pretty good. None of his things are once per turn, but like King Ghidorah Unleashed Galactic Monster, we definitely want to be playing these, because as a form, you can play Galactic Monster just from your remove from game pile anyway. So it's kind of just like stocking that away. And then what other cards can we get for remove? Need for Destruction. We can give more speed to our stuff on our turn. Golden Destruction can get more speed on its own, and it has Echo. And if you remove one or more cards from your hand, draw a card. This can act as 2 attacks that can get up to 3 speed with itself and our character. So 7 mid 5. That if it deals damage, we could draw up to 2 additional cards. Really strong. Hammerhand Pummel can get us some damage. Malevolent Slash can let us stack up our the next 4 cards in our deck, or the next 3 cards in our deck, and that could also say, hey, I want to draw these 2 attacks. I'm gonna make sure this one hits you. Excuse me. Mecha Bombardment can get stun 2. Godzilla vs. Gigan. If this card is removed, add a power token to your stage, so you can just remove it from your hand, get a power token, and kind of just not worry about it. Numbers Advantage gives us damage. That really doesn't work for us. Death from Above can draw us a bunch of cards. Multiple Bites can draw us cards. Of course, Tri-Gravity Beam. Anything from the King Ghidorah deck is going to be great. We can draw a card for Supersonic Flight being removed. But we also get Koenma's Task on Death. So if we wanted to move away from Evil Void and play Death, we could remove Koenma's Task from our hand, and then maybe review one. And then if we draw a third one, we're online. So Koenma's Task has a form ability that says remove Koenma's Task. Name any card. Search your deck for all copies of the named card and put them into your hand. Then name another card. Search your rival's deck for all copies of the named card and remove them from play. Only playable if there is at least one copy of Koenma's Task in both your discard pile and removed from game pile. And then we also have a response that can remove Koenma's Task to cancel an action card that our rival plays. But he is going to be really cool. He's going to be drawing a whole bunch of cards and playing cards like Overwhelming Gravity Beam or Throws to try to guarantee you're going to draw as many cards as you can. But yeah, this dude is going to be silly. I cannot wait to work with a Breaker-themed Shigaraki. But I think the character I'm most excited for is going to be All for One Demon Lord. 6 hand size, 34 health, villain. I'm playing Mechagodzilla Kiryu right now as a 5 hand size, 34 health, so 634, really good. Chaos, Evil, and Void, which sadly is the same symbols as his last one, Chaos, Evil, Void. So he doesn't get a new symbol, which is fine, I guess. But we have Enhanced Commit. You may try to play one card from your momentum as your next card this turn. If you play a card this way, remove it when it leaves the card pool. So this could be played offensively or defensively. You could block with a card from your momentum, or you can play like an attack from your momentum. And then response, once per turn, Tenacious. After an attack deals 5 or more damage, ready this character, and you may add 1 card from your discard pile to your momentum. So as a once per turn card, once per turn ability, you are allowed to play Rando Spirit Gun on both Chaos and Evil. Which again, if it's received speed and damage, it gets more speed and damage, but also you may play once per turn abilities on your character a second time. Which means I enhance commit, I play an attack. That attack deals 5 or more damage, I get to ready All for One and put any card into my momentum. Then I play a Rando Spirit Gun from my hand. I get to enhance commit to play any card from my momentum if I want, or if I don't have any more momentum or don't want to play cards from my momentum, I could just commit All for One to pass the check to play the Rando Spirit Gun. Then I could play Rando Spirit Gun's Enhance and say, hey, I get that once per turn Tenacious again if I deal 5 or more damage. I can ready him up and stuff another card into my momentum. So that's pretty cool. And then let's look at our attack lineup. I can think of another card that I really want to use with this deck. Like Rapid Speed Slash is good. Any of the armors are good on Chaos, because you can play Armor of the Wolf and Armor of the Phoenix, Armor of the Ape, and just get all of these face up. If you build them into your momentum from your discard pile, they go in face up, and you can just get access to all of those. But mainly, one of the cards I want to play is... Where'd he go? Black Abyss. So on Chaos, we get Black Abyss, which, just like the armors, if it goes to our momentum from a public zone like our discard pile, it goes in face up. Once per turn in our momentum, this attack gets plus X speed and plus X damage. X equals the numbers of Black Abyss in our momentum. So if we stock 3 of these into our momentum, that is 3 instances of +3/+3, which triggers Rando Spirit Gun to give more stats. And again, we can grant our character the second time playing that ability that turn. I don't know a lot of other cards. Let's see. Like, we get Shapeshifting Impalement. If this attack was played from anywhere other than your hand, your rival loses the health. So we could play this from a momentum, they lose their health. And then we can echo it, they lose another health. And then if it deals damage, we gain 2 health. So we could try to gain a little bit of health back. And 7 mid 3 ain't something to sneeze at. But he's like really gonna go crazy on Chaos with all of Chaos momentum ramp. If you could rip cards out of your rival's hand with attacks like Throat Slitter, which says your rival discards a card. If this attack deals damage, your rival draws a card. If we can just rip the last card out of our rival's hand and say, hey, you're going to take 5 here, and I get to ready my character and stuff any card I want into my momentum, that's automatically really good. What is the Hydern attack? There's a Hydern attack that discards... Woof. There's a Hydern attack that discards cards, right? Oh, but yeah, then they draw 1 for each of the discarded cards. It's the character that just empties their hand. Right. Either way, I can't wait. Although we can kind of see one thing, I think. In the final battle, we did get a glimpse over here. So let's zoom in. So we have the Battle Aura asset, or Evil Aura asset, 2 low block, might be a 3 low block. Unique, while this card is ready in your stage, your attacks get +1 speed, and your character, if your character has the evil symbol, and if your rival has the good symbol, they get -1 speed to their attacks. Response commit after you block. After your blocked evil attack resolves, remove it. Then add the top card of your deck to your momentum. That's neat. And then we have Combination Salvo, 4 high 7, powerful 4. Blitz, if you have 5 or more cards in your remove from pile, this attack gets +3 speed. That's pretty good. Comes 7 high 7. Response, after you play this attack's powerful ability, add 1 attack spent this way. Spent to pay the cost of this attack from your discard pile to your hand. That's really good. Say I'm going to powerful 4 and then pick this attack back up. That's pretty good. So those are from the All for One in Shigaraki deck. So yeah, I can't wait for these. I think these are going to be super cool. Uh, One of my locals really wish we were getting like young All for One as the character, so I'm kind of hoping that's the alt art character, and I'm hoping for the Shigaraki we get like the all hands, all fingers Shigaraki, just the gross growths of appendages all over the place. I want that to be an alternate art, and I will absolutely play that Shigaraki. Uh, I mean, I'll probably play him anyway, at least once or twice, just to get the feel of him. But if we can get, the 99 million fingers of Chitomura Shigaraki, I will absolutely be all over that. But what do you guys think of the Final Battle My Hero Academia Challenger Series characters? I think all 4 of them are pretty cool. I think they're all doing really neat things, and I would not be surprised to see all of them make some sort of splash, at the very least at the local champion level. I know Reign of Kaiju's got a lot going on right now, but I think that each of these characters does something unique and something cool that's really going to push players. And I can only imagine what like the ultra rare attacks are going to do. I mean, we already saw All for One's ultra rare attack in the perfect combination thing, but Shigaraki's ultra, I can only imagine what that's going to do. I can only imagine what kind of new vestiges Deku's going to get. I can't wait. I can't wait to see more of this stuff. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the characters for the new My Hero Academia Challenger series, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.